Give me the Bible, star of gladness gleaming, to cheer the wanderer lone and tempest-tossed. No storms can hide that radiance peaceful beaming, since Jesus came to seek and save the lost. Give me the Bible, holy message shining, thy light shall guide me in the narrow way. Precept and promise, law and love combining, till night shall vanish in eternal day. Give me the Bible when my heart is broken, when sin and grief have filled my soul with fear. Give me the precious words by Jesus spoken. Hold up faith's lamp to show my Savior near. Give me the Bible, holy message shining, thy light shall guide me in the narrow way. Precept and promise, law and love combining, till night shall vanish in eternal day. Give me the Bible, all my steps enlighten, teach me the dangers of these realms below. That lamp of safety o'er the gloom shall brighten, that light alone the path of peace can show. Give me the Bible, holy message shining, thy light shall guide me in the narrow way. Precept and promise, law and love combining, till night shall vanish in eternal day. Give me the Bible, lamp of life immortal, hold up that splendor by the open grave. Show me the light from heaven's shining portals, show me the glory gilding Jordan's wave. Give me the Bible, holy message shining, thy light shall guide me in the narrow way. Precept and promise, law and love combining, till night shall vanish in eternal day. Break thou the bread of life, dear Lord, to me, as thou didst break the loaves beside the sea. Beyond the sacred page, I seek thee, Lord. My spirit pants for thee, O living word. Bless thou the truth, dear Lord, to me, as thou didst bless the bread by Galilee. Then shall all bondage cease, all fetters fall, and I shall find my peace, my all in all. I just needed a little water to wet my whistle. See? It works. Hello, Debbie. How are you doing? The old prospector here. CJ's in the background dying of laughter over that wet my whistle comment and going, maybe I need a little more water. There. See? Worked. We're going to mining, you know.
I did not know you could do that.
What?
Whistle like that.
Oh, I got several different whistles. It really keeps the kids on their toes because I can be going along, driving along, going, and they'll be looking for the chicks, trying to figure out where the bird is in the bus. I can even whistle with my hands. But I won't do it because it'll blow out the microphone. Probably. Maybe. You're interested now, aren't you? We used to whistle for our horses that way. How are you doing, Debbie? She jumped off again. She jumped in, said hello, y'all, and jumped out. What's up with that? You're tired? That medicine they gave me yesterday worked for an hour and a half, roughly, and down I went again. So hello again. Here I am. Me. Making it through one day at a time by the grace of God. Amen. And the funny thing is, all night, all day, all night, Marianne, down by the seashore, sifting sand. All day, all night. The grass withers, the flower fadeth, that the word of our God's forever. The grass, the flower fadeth, and the God, the word of our God stands forever. I kid you not. I went to sleep thinking that. I woke up thinking that, singing that in my head. I have sent it to Paul. I have not shared it there yet because I am going to record it and send it to him in the chat group. And I am currently typing it out. And it might be just a little bit before, Teresa gets in, Sean gets in here. It might be just a little bit before Heather Diana gets in here and Carissa, because we got done 1 minute before Noontime Nuggets. and Vera was making butterscotch cupcakes, and now I've got to make cupcakes because I am not going to go another day without cupcakes because of Vera.
So do I need to share it to the leaders chat group, or do
I
you
will.
got? Okay.
I'll get it.
I didn't understand what you said about Paul.
Oh no! Oh, I thought you were talking about my song.
Oh no, I was talking about the video.
What? What? Huh? There she is. Boo. Oh, I almost forgot. I better tag Sam in there. Ba-doom. Nope, not that. Already did that. More options. There we go. Okay. Okay. Here we are. Here we go. Let's see if anybody else jumps in, but we're here. We're Finn. My cup of God-sponsored water, straight from my well to my tap to my cup. Bottoms up. We had a really good devotion this morning. We're getting ready for tomorrow while we're waiting for people to come in. Come in, come in. Oh, I'm going to work on that. I had that idea. I just have got to find a supplier, etc. I think there's some place here in Des Moines. I've heard them on the radio, as in one of the guys on the radio got some merchandise from them, and I think I might see about getting some and seeing what we can do, because that would be absolutely cool. I mean, look at my cup. I need something besides reindeer and snowflakes. People are going to start accusing me of keeping it cool out here. Ooh, that's a good question. I think I thought that too when I read it the first time. We have an early out today, which means I have to leave here at 12:50 my time. That's actually what I call an early out. It would indeed. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Huh. You and me down in the mine shaft, huh? Might be. It might. Just be. You, and me. Down here. Yeah, I know. Terrible echo. Dude, okay. Mm-hmm. All right, that one's ready. I have a bead echo. Echo. It's a bead. It's a beady. Well. I guess let's go ahead and get to it. We'll get to it and have some fun. Examining this vein. Let them come when they come. We'll still be here. by myself. Don't wanna be. See you in a minute. Licia, where are you? CJ is back. And he's forward. Sometimes he's from side to side. Ecclesiastes 12:1. This is the vein we're going to be studying today to see what kind of nuggets that we can pull out and put in our jar. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. And the doors shall be shut in the streets, when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird. And all the daughters of the music shall be brought low. Also when they shall be afraid of that which is high, and fears shall be in the way, and the almond tree shall flourish, and the grasshopper shall be a burden, and the desire shall fail, because man goeth to his long home, and the mourners go about the streets. Wherever the silver cord be loosed, or the golden bowl be broken, or the pitcher be broken at the fountain, or the wheel be broken at the cistern. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto God who gave it. Vanity of vanities, saith the preacher, all is vanity. And moreover, because the preacher was wise, he still taught the people knowledge. Yea, he gave good heed, and sought out and set in order many proverbs. The preacher sought to find out acceptable words, and that which was written was upright, even words of truth. The words of the wise are as goads, and as nails fastened by the masters of assemblies, which are given from one shepherd. And further by these, my son, be admonished, of making many books there is no end, and much study is a weariness of the flesh. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. For God shall bring every work into judgment, with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. What a vein, what a vein. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. First nugget. Remember the Lord when it's easy. If you start off in your youth with placing your Creator first, the evil days that will come will come. The years draw on, as in you get old, to the point of where you say you have no pleasure in the days. We'll have God with them. Remember now your Creator. Don't forget him. Solomon has spent the entire book of Ecclesiastes contrasting a life lived without God to this point. The lesson learned: live life with God. While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. The entirety of Ecclesiastes 12, verses 1 through 8, is a metaphor of old age. We see a man getting old. We see him getting to the point of where he has spent his time focused on other things besides his Creator, to the point of where he has no pleasure in life. He's not marking the passage of time anymore. He's spending all of his time inside because he can't go out. The sun or the light or the moon or the stars are not darkened. He can't tell one day from another. He can't tell whether the clouds are there or not. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, the keepers of a man's house are his arms. Strong men shall bow themselves as his legs. Grinders cease are his teeth, because they are few. And those that look out the windows be darkened. His eyesight is dimmed to the point of where he can't see. The doors be shut in the streets. When the sound of the grinding is low, he can't hear. He shall rise up at the voice of a bird. He doesn't sleep well. sleeps in fits and in spurts, and the slightest noise wakes him. Yet he can't hear music. He can't hear singing. Hello, Teresa. Good to have you with us. Ecclesiastes, as I said, 1 through 8 is a metaphor of old age. I forgot what the doors that shall be shut in the street. I can't remember that one. When they shall be afraid of that which is high. When we get old, we don't want to step on the ladders or on steps because of why? We fear falling. There's too much risk of us breaking a bone, cracking our head, doing something wrong. When they shall be afraid of that which is high, fears shall be in the way. The almond tree shall flourish, talking about white hair on the head. I've got some in the beard. Grasshopper shall be a burden. And we can't even, even the lightest touch of a grasshopper is heavy. Desire shall fail. Doesn't even want his wife anymore. Because man goeth to his long home. He's headed for for death. He's headed for the grave, the long home. And mourners go about the streets. Wherever the silver cord be loosed and the golden bowl be broken, or the pitcher be broken at the fountain, or the wheel broken at the cistern. What you got there, CJ? Do you have more of that one?
What?
You end at the desire fails, but what about the silver cords and the golden cords and the pitchers?
I'm not that poetic.
Oh. Silver cord, I believe, refers to our energy. I'm not 100% certain on this one. And my Bible's out in the other room. Let me see. Well, he goes into real deep commentary, doesn't he? Talks about the declining of our bodies. Teresa says, "Don't hit the bathroom too hard there, CJ. You might break a hand." Yes, it is, and it is referring to the ending of life as your nerves, as your spine gives way. You're not able to move. The pitcher be broken at the fountain, or the wheel broken at the cistern. They say he was saying refers to your heart having trouble till it ceases. Your head, your golden bowl would refer to your head. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto God who gave it. That is the end of all life. Remember now your Creator in the days of your youth before all of this happens. All is vanity. A life without God is emptiness. If you don't start off and continue through remembering your Creator when you are capable of remembering your Creator, you have just wasted your entire life. Vanity of vanities. All is vanity. It is the ultimate emptiness. Now, we turn our attention to 12, 9, and 10, and 11, and 12, and 13, and 14. If you're wise, teach people knowledge, just like Solomon did. He was wise. He taught people knowledge, even though after all of this proving of a life without God, he still taught people knowledge. He still gave good heed and sought out and set in order many proverbs. We know. George asked, does God give us a corrupt and defiled spirit? I don't believe so. I think what we do determines whether or not our spirit is corrupt and becomes corrupt and defiled. Wouldn't you agree? And good afternoon, Brother George. Good to see you here. No. Are you asking if they are asking me to choose between the two? No. The you might say first sin was disobedience, and if you want to say that's the original sin, then yes. I mean, the original sin would be disobedience, and that's ultimately what every one of us chooses to do. Our first sin is disobedience. Any sin is disobedience. It's rebellion. But we are not guilty of the sin. Good point. Which verse? That's a good point. I mean, the original sin is not inherited. But I'm confused as to which verse you're talking about. 1 or 7. Okay, 7. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto God who gave it. If all spirit is returning unto God, then how can sin be inherited? Because each spirit is uniquely given by God. So in other words, your spirit is not descended from Adam. Your spirit is descended from God, as in came from God. We only get our physical body from Adam. Thank you, George. Wonderful, wonderful point. The dust returns to. I never actually put that verse with that. Thank you. There. It is now in my notes. Woohoo! Vanity of vanities, says the preacher. All is vanity. I don't. The question was asked: do I believe 12, 9, and 10 are a different author? No, I don't. I believe this is still the words of the preacher. He's remember that the preacher refers to himself. Yes, you're right, George. Um, the preacher refers to himself in the first or in the third person back in verse 1. The words of the preacher, the son of David, king in Jerusalem. Vanity of vanities, saith the preacher. Vanity of vanities, all is vanity. He refers to himself in the third person, and then he switches to the first person. Well, here again we have the third person used. Because the preacher was wise, he still, hey, Stephanie, you have been MIA. But we understand, hey, how's the daughter doing? Did she ever get over those hives? Or is she still keeping up, still going through that? Sorry about the personal question right here on stream. Moreover, because the preacher was wise, he still taught the people knowledge. Yes, he gave good heed and sought out and set in order many proverbs. The preacher sought to find out acceptable words, and that which was written was upright, even words of truth. It makes one wonder. A lot of this, I don't know when in David or in Solomon's lifetime this was written. It's not easy to tell. For me, anyway. Maybe it might be for someone else. Prayers being given, Stephanie. But we do know the Bible says he was led astray by his wives and worshipped other gods. To the point that he was trying to murder Jeroboam. That's pretty bad. Yet here we have kind of a glimpse, and perhaps this is as he's considering his end. In some ways, I'd like to think that perhaps Solomon turned from his stupidity. In his wisdom, he turned from his stupidity. But regardless, he sought out and he said in order many proverbs. He taught wisdom through his proverbs, through his writings. And what he wrote was upright. What he wrote was words of truth. And words of truth, he says, are goads, nails fastened by master of assemblies, which are given from one shepherd. What shepherd is this? Call to mind the 23rd Psalm. The Lord is my shepherd. Call to mind John chapter 10, is it? I am the good shepherd. Jesus, God is my shepherd. They're given from one shepherd. Understand, he says, he writes this to his son. This is written for any of his following, of his offspring, and indeed for us today. Be admonished, be aware, learn from this. Of the making of books, of making of many books, there is no end. Hi, Reba. You're not going to jump out on me this time, are you? Making of many books, there is no end. Much study is a weariness of the flesh. There comes a point in time when you have to be about and doing. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verses 1 through, 12? There is a time and a purpose for everything under heaven. He's going to correct me. 8, beat you to it. Ecclesiastes 1 through 8. There is a time and a purpose for everything. And that includes getting off the chair and going outside and learning and experiencing and doing. Don't spend all your time reading. Get out and experience. But in all things, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments. Reverence God. Have a proper respect for God. Remember your Creator in the days of your youth. He begins this chapter and he ends this chapter. Remember your Creator. Keep his commandments, for this is your whole responsibility. This is your whole purpose in life. People out there saying, I don't know what my purpose is. I do. I know what your purpose is. It's the same as my purpose. Still means the same thing. It's our purpose. It's the entirety. And the word duty there is added. This is the sum, the whole of the matter. The word whole there. The totality of everything man would be kind of the way to think of it. This is the totality of everything man. You want to know what it is to be a man? Fear God and keep his commandments. Rudyard Kipling wrote a wonderful descriptive poem entitled If. And it concludes by saying, if you do this, he says, then you will be a man, my son. Solomon says the same thing. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments. Then you will be a man. This is the sum totality, the whole of man, the whole purpose. This is the whole meaning of man. Because God's going to bring every work into judgment with every secret thing. You may think it may be hid. You may think that just because you thought this way, it's hidden, it's private. Nobody's going to know. Oh, they're going to know. Nobody's going to know. Oh, they're going to know. Because God's going to bring it into judgment. He knows. For he trieth the secrets of the heart, whether it be good or whether it be evil. Nuggets for our consideration. You want to be a man? You want to be a lady? Fear God from your youth. onward. A life lived without God is meaningless. Put God first in your life. And he'll see you through to old age, to the time that you go to your long home. God will be there. Fear him and keep his commandments, for that's your responsibility, that's your duty, that's your purpose, that is you in your entirety. So he started, he started by asking, what is the purpose? What profit hath a man of all his labor which he taketh in a life under the sun? That's what he began. What's the purpose? His entire first chapter begins with what is the purpose of man? And he spends the entire book seeking the purpose of man. And here's his conclusion. Because he says here in verse 13, I gave my heart to seek and search out by wisdom concerning all things that are done under heaven. This sore travail hath God given to the sons of men to be exercised therewith. I've seen all the works that were done under the sun. Behold, all is vanity and vexation, a spirit. As you go through and you read there, what's the purpose? And that's especially what it is right there in verses. Actually, I should have went through with chapter 1, verses 3 through 3 through 11 specifically. So you ask, what's the purpose? Here's the conclusion. Here's the purpose. Here's the ending of the matter. Fear God. Keep his commandments. This is what profits a man. This is the purpose of man. This is your duty. Let's put that nugget into our jar. So that on that day, when we stand before the judgment seat of God, we'll have treasure in heaven. And hear, well done, thou good and faithful servant. Join me next time as we go through examining more veins for more nuggets, for there be gold in them pages. And I'll see you on the next adventure.